If you've ever been to New Mexico or even the Southwest in general, you've probably had Hatch chilies on something. They are famous throughout the Southwest. And today, we are in the chili capital of the world, Hatch, New Mexico.
Hatch is a pretty small village of just 1,500 people with an outsized reputation. Located in the fertile Rio Grande Valley, a chili can't technically be called a Hatch chili unless it's grown right here, since the local climate and mineral-rich soil are what give these chilies their unique flavor. The chili industry shapes everything about this little community, and you can't help but notice it as you're walking down the main streets here. It's amazing how seemingly every building has something to do with chilies, whether they're selling them, drying them, cooking with them, or just decorating with chili-related items. Drawn to the fertile lands of the Rio Grande floodplain, settlers started arriving here in the mid-1800s. With dependable irrigation, year-round sunshine, and mineral-rich soil, this became the perfect place for agriculture to take root and eventually would become the center of New Mexico's chili industry. In the early days, the settlement here was originally called Santa Barbara, but after some floods and resettling the area, it was renamed Hatch in honor of General Edward Hatch, a military commander in the area. I have to imagine he never thought that he'd end up with his name being attached to a chili, but now it is. Chilies weren't the only crops grown here. Cotton, alfalfa, onions, melons, and more were also a part of Hatch's early agricultural roots. But the chili would eventually take prominence over everything else, especially after World War II, when new chili varieties developed by New Mexico State University started being grown here. It wasn't long before the smell of roasting chilies became a normal part of life, a seasonal aroma that basically defines this chili-focused village during harvest season. The chili and the village of Hatch are pretty much inseparable once this chili-centric identity became embedded in the culture of this small community. In 1971, the first Hatch Chile Festival took place, and it's been held here every year since. Thousands of people make their way to this sleepy little village, and it's become the ultimate event to attend if you're a lover of all things chili. Throughout town, you'll find multiple gift shops, produce stands featuring the chilies, and a handful of restaurants showcasing the local crop on their menus. One of the more well-known spots is Sparky's, which has all kinds of quirky things displayed outside, definitely worth stopping at for a few minutes to take a look at. While there's not a ton to do in town besides the chili-related stuff, there is a tiny museum here. It was closed when I visited because it was New Year's Day, but I'm sure, like most small-town museums, it has its own unique flair that represents the local community. Without agriculture, this community likely wouldn't exist at all. Agriculture always has been, and still is, the heartbeat of Hatch, as farming families continue passing down their chili-growing knowledge from one generation to the next. And thanks to these hardworking families, chili lovers from around the world get to enjoy the harvest from this tiny New Mexico town, proving again that small places can have a massive impact on a global scale. We'll see you next time somewhere else down the road.